Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. Technically, it's a weapon of mass destruction, so can we really say about a weapon of mass destruction that it is cool? So, yeah, hello everyone, this is me, Rupert, with a very special weapon of mass destruction. It's a game. It's a representation of something which is in a fictive universe. I'm just precising this so that I don't need to have CIA coming at my home. Thank you. Yeah, apparently I've been building and I just forgot that I needed to make a video about this build. Yeah, that's not... Yeah. Cool. So we're just going to pretend that I did all those hours of construction with you. Yeah, you just imagine that I built this super laser. Yeah. And if you don't agree with me, I'm just going to fire at you. I'm just going to fire at you, I said. That's better. Fire at you. Okay, this one definitely don't want to work, but you got the point. So I'm going to fire at you. Almost touched you, but I didn't. But because I wanted to miss you, but yeah, it was made on purpose to miss you. That's not a very polite thing to do, actually. Don't do that. Don't fire lasers at people. Yeah, don't do like the Empire. You know, I'm just so great right now that I just miss all the things, but thank you, the LEGO group, for offering me this LEGO set. I just prefer to say this, so that at least you know. Well, I still say my honest opinion about sets I build. You know, I could be bought. I could be corrupted. Maybe LEGO is offering me billions and trillions of quadrillions of I don't know the words after... What is it after quadrillions? Is it cinquillions in English? Cinquillions? There are probably tons of people in the comments which are going to tell me what is after quadrillion. Probably I get that amount of money, and so that's why I'm lying on purpose about those LEGO sets. Or is it? And it won't be honest for me to say, oh yeah, this LEGO set is awesome. Yeah, buy it, definitely. Well, it's not, and I got it for free. Yeah. So, do I like the set? I don't like the style at all because those are just scenes and it's not aesthetic at all. So that's not like I won't spend my money on it. So while I can, but if I got it for free, I will definitely build it, and that's exactly what I did. I mean, if you're a kid, probably it's a great thing to build, to play with. Or maybe I'm just a great kid, so technically it's perfect for me. I don't know. I'm just used to build very lately because I can. What do I say? And actually, if I speak like that, you don't see my head, which is stupid, right? So I have to be like that. Something like that.
Don't worry, this is a very professional video.
Actually, fun fact, the first Death Star was secret. Very, very secret. And it was so secret that it had, like any super secret project, a codename. And the codename was Stardust. And actually, I don't know if it's said in the Rogue One movie or what. But, so it's secret. So you're not supposed to know about it. So that's why I'm just saying it plainly and loudly. But you know what's even more secret than this secret project? Project M, which is something that I'm doing and I started building. So if you want to support Project M, to have absolutely no news about what Project M is, you can help finance for the glory of the Galactic Empire. You can help me on Patreon. And I just feel bad saying that, but I don't know. It's just weird. And I know why I forgot to turn the recording on. It's simply because I was listening to some documentaries. Oh, guys, that is marvelous. Thank you for making us missing all those hours. Yeah, but those documentaries were pretty cool. So what was that? What was it about? Yeah, the first one was about Louis II of Bavaria, and that was a very interesting one. And I'm particularly fond of architecture, and no, it's not because I'm make Lego that I'm obviously fan of architecture. It's just another coincidence. I'm only having struggles to talk in my videos recently. It's because it's always a very late hour at night, so yeah, it's largely past midnight, so that's why I'm just like blah 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 blah. And so what was the second documentary about? It was about one of his cousin. Yeah, that's how we say it in English. So one of the cousin of Louis II of Bavaria, which was no one else than the mighty Elizabeth. of Austria, Hungary. More normally known as, do we say this like that in English? I don't know. Empress Sissi. Like in French it's l'Impératrice Sissi, but I don't know if in English we say that way. Anyway, her name is Elizabeth. Yeah, it's not like the Elizabeth which is currently sitting on the throne, the second one, sitting on the throne of England, Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, and lots of other countries which I don't currently remember. Actually, that could be something very fun. Talking about some historical matters. I've personally always been fascinated by history and geography because those are intertwined a lot. Why do we have 24 hours? Why not organize it into 10 hours or 6 hours or 5 hours or 2 hours or where does the concept of hour come from? Why 24? Why an hour is 60 minutes and why a minute is 60 seconds? Why do we have 7 days weeks? It's really odd when you think about it. And so it's interesting to know why. Why does the current government of France is like this? Why do we have such building there right now? So probably you're just saying to yourself, oh, okay, so you were that kind of annoying kid asking questions always. I don't think that I was, but if I was, well, first of all, I don't apologize. Second, well, what do you want to do? Well, what's interesting isn't necessarily the answer of the question, but the fact that you just bring the question itself. Oh damn, I maybe sound too philosophical again, and I apologize for that. But what's interesting is that when you ask a question like about something that you do, like in your daily life, I oddly enough found that often the answer is, oh, well, it's just because we always did like that. I mean, there is no issue with that, but now that you cognitively understood that maybe there are better ways or doing something differently or the reason behind it is no longer existent, then you can question it and just change. Have I lost all of you on this subject? Probably, because I'm pretty bad at pedagogy and just making myself express in a way and in a manner that is, explicit. When I want to explain simple things, I will just make long text and just basically end up making this harder to understand than it actually is. That's just natural talent I have. So to make this simple, it's just when you're, for instance, doing your work and you have an outsider perspective, and this person just tells you, oh, why don't you do this like this? When you understand the comments of the person, you say, yeah, why don't I? I mean, it's pretty intelligent. Why haven't I noticed it before? And all for that for saying that's important to put questions. And why was I saying that? Because we were talking about history, and why was it interesting to talk about history? Just to understand the reason and the why behind most things. Because why do something if you don't understand the why behind it? I mean, I couldn't accept, for instance, to use the 24 hours days if I don't understand what is the meaning behind it. Certainly, it's very practical, because if we were to 10 hours days with 100 minutes hours... Actually, you know what's a fun fact? Is that there is actually a system which was tried like this during the French Revolution to try metric days, and it failed. I don't know if it failed because it wasn't practical, like from just a pure practice view, or if it's just that the habits were just too much anchored, and so learning new habits, which consist of basically learning a new way of measuring time, was too hard. Honestly, it's just like the Martian calendar. Because yes, in case you didn't know, there is a Martian calendar with 24 months, and they have some Greek gods' names, and yeah, I don't remember exactly. I should look at this again, but it's very interesting too. I just asked myself, why not use Martian calendar? Well, you will tell me because it's less practical than the Earth one. True, but it gives a different perspective of time at the same time, so it's, pretty interesting. Because at the same time, probably the way that you work to organize your time relies and depends a lot on how you perceive time. For instance, if you were to have a 10 days weeks instead of a 7 days weeks, you will probably drastically change the way that you organize your time. or that you just organize yourself, or whatever. It will have tremendous impact. I just found that something which is most displeasing. Basically, I built like those two things there, and in fact those should be there. See, I'm just talking, and I'm just doing stupidities. So we're just going to pretend this never happens, and that I never messed up this part. Okay. I just find this so fascinating, and it's just like, how do we count? Like, you have numbers which are 1 to 9, and then you pass to 10. And when you think about it just even a bit, it makes absolutely no sense. I mean, as a matter of fact, we should have numbers from 1 to 16. So do we include 16 into the numbers, or is 16 in itself not a number and it stops at 15? And I know that I'm probably losing lots of you right now, but I find it most interesting. Like, why do we count like we do? Why have 10? And why have 10 divided by 5? Like by 2, if you want to cut it in half. Why not have instead a system which relies solely on 4, 16, 64, etc.? It will make much more sense. Sure, it will be very hard to just change our current habits, but on the long term, won't it be more logical, rational, and just more efficient? Maybe, I don't know. But is the cost of changing such system from one to a new one, which will be more efficient, will it be, how to say this, beneficial, profitable? I'm probably going to cut all this sequence in the editing because I'm just totally blur, not clear in my explanation, and just maybe a bit crazy. Yeah, the human brain is very fascinating about that. I'm just very bad at saying what I think, and that makes me very dumb. It's okay, I'm just used to it. I have a subscription. I have an annual subscription to Sounding Dub. Like, I have quota to respect. Naturally, if you do have thoughts on the matters, feel free to share them. I love reading different opinions, and I say that honestly. Yeah, I'm totally not asking you to just put comments so that my my views increase because the YouTube algorithm likes when there are comments. Totally not. It's just well, at the same time, yes. I mean, that's good. Put a comment if you want. Maybe multiple, even in multiple, like put as many comments as you want. No spam, but you can put as many comments as you want. But the real point behind this is that feel free to comment about the previously explained matters and just tell me your opinion. I don't know, it's just a video that I'm just doing, and so, well, I like to say a bunch of stuff. And obviously, a big thank you to
Duncan Jones, Jeff Taggart,
Sonia Even,
Hector Poirier.
So those were my patrons. Those still are my patrons, I hope, after me murdering their names once more. So, yeah, so thank you to them. So that is just the thing which I hate in Legos, is when you have those strings, you have to attach them, and normally, well, over the years I'm getting pretty good, but when I was a kid, that was just like, Mom, please help, and because I will try at first alone, but then I will just find myself stuck for a couple hours, and I have very big fingers, so it's not helpful at all. So I just have to be very patient. Like, I just know what to do. It's just that if my fingers could get much smaller and me being less clumsy, I could actually do it. We're just going to pretend that this is enough because I don't want to pull my hair. I have a magnificent head. I do know that. And I don't want to ruin it. This is obviously irony. I don't need to precise that my hairs are extremely pretty. You can naturally see that by yourself, like my marvelous gold hairs. I don't know what to say, but I have big fingers, and still with that, I was successful. So if I can do it, you can do it, right? I mean, I hope for you, because like I'm really bad at that kind of thing, so if you can't do it, well, actually that will be very comforting for me, because that means that there are worse people than I. So if you can't do it, please tell me. Send me a letter saying, Dear Republic Attack, I definitely didn't do it, and I was worse than you. That's going to comfort me so much. You have no idea. I'm going to feel so much better to know that I'm not the worst. Isn't it the best way to feel better when you're like really low sometimes? Well, at least I mean I'm not the last one, you know. At least I'm not the worst one. I'm not like number one, number worst. They're worse than I. Okay, that is just awful at the same time, but I mean sometimes in some situation, not all situations, but in some situation, that is true. Come on, be honest with me. You know that I'm true. I'm right. I just want to play with it, but at the same time, I know that if I mess up, I'm just going to regret it so dearly. Is it an elevator? We're doing an elevator. No, we're doing an elevator. I don't regret all the painful efforts for doing this because we're doing an elevator. So there is actually a massive hole in the middle, and we're just going to do an elevator. Actually, let me show you. Can we move this easily? Oh, I mean easily isn't maybe the woods, but our things. Oh, there is a TIE fighter which is going to definitely fall. Normally we're good. So you have a hole there, and we're going to place an elevator. In case you didn't know, those are the secret plans of the secret Death Star. This is obviously once more irony, and this was supposed to be funny, but unfortunately all my credits for being funny tonight are expired. Therefore, you just will have to deal with it. And this is another sarcasm from my part, which is absolute garbage. But, well, you know, it just can happen. I don't know why, but I'm just really like a kid, like, yes, I have an elevator. It's pretty cool. I mean, technically, we already have an elevator, which is right there. See? Elevator. So yeah, but I'm still like a kid for that thing. It's better, like it's a cooler, giant elevator. I like it. Honestly, I don't care about any of the functionalities of this set. I just care about the elevator. Like the whole set is just, yeah, I don't care. It's just the elevator which I care about now. So, how was it again, please? Actually, it's not like that at all. Cool. Also, apparently, following my latest videos, I have lots of people which are 84 years old. Wink, wink, wink. I'm definitely happy with it because I won't ever have issues with COPPA. Yeah, I'm definitely someone which is 84 years old for having such patience because a young man won't have such patience. Honestly, come on. So I think it's good, and I'm just hoping that this is enough. Normally it should be enough. There is always some place for failure in my videos because that is just one of my many natural talent. I wish to self-congratulate myself given the great patience I have proven for doing such work with my big fingers, which aren't delicate at all given my clumsiness too. So yeah, congratulations to myself. In life, you better congratulate yourself because otherwise, I mean, you will never get disappointed. At least you will be congratulated by someone, even if it's just you. So it's a start. There is technically something which I really like about this. You ready? So first of all, fire at will naturally, but also imagine it's in orbit. Boom! Land the troops! You don't need any ship anymore. Just land the troop like that. And it's actually quite a heavy baby, so you better get on the other way around. So here you just had a demonstration of the first space elevator. And I just broke something, which is marvelous. I hope that you really enjoyed it because I'm not going to make another demonstration so far. This is it. We have finished this book. Interesting reading. Pretty, how to say this? Pretty, I'm going to find the right word. I'm telling you, it's going to come. Pretty, no, it's not going to come. I don't have the right word, but, definitely, a book to read. We have tons and tons of minifigs. Each compartments represent different scenes of episode 4 and 6, so it's pretty cool. We have a laser beam. Naturally. Don't feel like you're the target. You're definitely not the target. It's just that if you move, you're blown up. So just obey and pledge your loyalty to the Empire. You just did pledge your loyalty to the Empire? Yeah, it's not the best weapon ever, but it does works. So fine, we're just going to blow up your neighbor, because this remains the Empire. I mean, they did blow up a planet. So spoiler alerts, as always. Normally you're supposed to have the Emperor there alongside Luke and Darth Vader, but we're going to just change that a bit. There we go. So now I've basically finished reorganizing the Death Star 1 and 2 to make a new star. I don't know if you can see well everything. There is only one minifig which is at the right place. So I will let you guess which one it is. So yeah, I mean, there isn't much I can say about this. But yeah, I do like the concept, the idea. It was relatively easy to build, and at the same time it's much bigger than what I had expected. So just feel free to pause the video if you want to see which minifig is truly at its place. And yeah, it's been pretty funny to build it, to have such minifigs. Let us be honest, okay. Yeah, no, it wasn't. I was hoping to be bladed, but no. You know, that was something that I had when I was a kid, but no, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, we're just going to ignore that. I just like making things spin around. Didn't really work, did it? We shall maybe rearrange a build to make it spin, but still, the main thing, which is the most important, is the space elevator. You have to imagine, it's like, I don't know what it's like exactly, but it's like that something which you know about. So this is pretty much it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching this most boring and awful videos in which we saw how to build a Lego, or not, of mass destruction or whatever, and may the force be with you, as always, or
may loyalty lay alive.
I'm going to try it again.
May your loyalty lies with the Empire. Ha.